Pet coins may actually be one of the most wasted resources in Cow Dragons. And the crazy part, many players are buying the completely wrong things with them. So in this video, I'm going to show you what I personally buy with pet coins, why I buy it, and how you can avoid wasting this resource. And if this video help you plan your pet progression better, hit the like button and subscribe. Here's what we're going to cover in this video. First, I will quickly explain how pet coins work and why they're limited. Then we'll look on what most players buy with pet coins. After that, I will show you the strategy I personally use. Then we will talk about why pets' ability skills are often stronger than the Legion stat pet. And finally, I will show you which pet and skill I actually buy and why. So first thing first is how pet coins work and why they're limited. Now, pet coins is something that you can buy from bundles, and this is the only place where you can actually get pet coins. The difference between the gems is, yes, you can get gems from here, but pet coins is something that you're not going to see, for example, in the Blizzard journey here or great value bundles. The only way you can get pet coins is from here, or if you release some pet, or if you sell. By releasing the pet, you can sell the skill card that is going to give you, or directly just selling a skill card. This is how the pet coins are getted. Now, how they work is, for example, you're looking for the Flaming Manticore to get a pet skill. You can, for example, level up this one. When you go over the skill upgrade, you can basically buy this spell. It costs 14,815 if you want to get this spell and level up the spell. The other place, this is directly when you're clicking on your pet and you want to level up specific spell. If you want to buy the spell, you can go in the exchange house. Here you have buy and sell. Buy is what you can buy from here, and buy sell is your pet skills and what you can actually sell. Now, from the buys, you can see there's like 2-star, 1-star. You can basically buy the pet skills you're actually needing. So this is how the pet coins are working. You buy pet skills with them, and how they're getted and why exactly they're limited, because you get only 2 sources of pet coins: sell pet card or buy pet coins. That's all. Now, what the majority of the players are buying, they're buying for different builds. For example, from the pets I'm currently seeing right now, from the pet skill, you may see players buy Totem Claw. By the way, Angry Roar is extremely bad spell, that's why it actually costs that much. Both Roar also, counter attack, intense counter attack. This is one build, the counter attack build with the intense counter attack. This is for melee pets like Broom Bear, Mossrock Owlroach, Venom Lizard. This is for counter attack pets. For rally pets, fierce attack is working way better. 40% chance to do some damage is based on strange. But yeah, different spells. For the magic pet, you get only this thing as a critical rate, and this is both are critical damage. So you have 1 critical rate and 2 for critical damage. On the other side, if I remember right, for Angry Roar, you get only critical rate here. So the majority of the times, this is what the players are buying. This is the main spells, let's say it like this, the main spells of the pet. There is for specific pets, you can go with some difference, but every damage dealing pet, you're going to see critical rate there, you're going to see critical damage if there is, and you're going to see some other like chain strike, For example, fatal bite, critical damage. By the way, when we're doing physical damage, this is working perfectly well with Angry Roar, because you're going to get critical rate from here. This is what the players are buying. Now, I'll show you my strategy I personally use for my pets. Obviously, as I already mentioned, the different pets have different builds. But one of the things that I try to have on all of my damage dealing pets is having a critical rate. This is Magic Fortune. Here I'm going to get like 30% critical rate and critical damage. This is Elemental Harmony. Critical damage is going to be like 61%. Now the intellect of this pet is 309. Now some other pet I can give you or show you is going to be this one. Again, I'm having Magic Fortune, that's going to give me critical rate, and I have this time Magic Spirit, which is going to give me the critical damage. This is something that I'm looking to have on my damage dealing pet. Some pets are not fully builded like this one, this Sapphire Farjurak, and same for my my physical pets like Venom Lizard. I'm looking for Angry Roar to give me critical rate. Here I don't have critical damage, but I'm having Counter Strike and Counter Attack. Yeah, it's actually Counter Strike and Intense Counter Strike. That is basically increasing the damage and reducing the damage. This is where and the strategy I'm presently using. For support pets like, let's say, Sand Lizard, I use this Stone Aura, but on top of that I actually put a Dispel also, which is 10% chance to get some extra rage. For this Legion, where is Muxiank inside, Muxiank is giving healing, and if I pair Muxiank with Thea, I'm also going to get faster the shield. So I'm going to get shields and healing from this Legion. On top of that, Muxiank and Thea is doing a pretty decent amount of damage. So my strategy is, yeah, damage dealing pets is going to get critical rate and critical damage. And this is for my support legions, what I actually put there. This is a strategy I put in. Now, why pet ability skills are often stronger than the legion stat pets? It's how much damage your pet is going to do. Because yes, you can go with, for example, ignore some percent of the enemy legion. This is your legion buffs. This is not specifically for the pet. This is also some chance to remove the buff effect from your legion. Again, legion. This is something that I catch up the pet with. This is not a spell that I put on this pet. This is, for example, a spell that I put on this pet, increasing the healing that the pet is doing, since the Sand Lizard is doing healing. But the difference between the Legion buffing pet and builded pet for the talent skills that the pet is having, or something in extra, is, yeah, you're going to buff the Legion, but the performance at the end of the day of the pets that is builded around the pet skill, around the talent skill, and around some extra skills, for example, like Counter Strike of the Venom Lizard, is performing way better. I was back in the days almost close to make a mistake, like boosting the critical rate of my Legion. I think these two spells, by the way, is a spells that I catch the pet with them, and it end up to be a like 8-star pet, and I keep them. But yeah, as you can see here, this spell that should be not here. Critical damage like 5, 6, 7, 8% when Legion deals physical normal damage. This is completely useless and should be replaced, by the way. This is critical rate when Legion deals physical counter attack. Now this may be good for infantry, by the way, but as you can see, it's a 3-star. It's agility. My agility is not that bad, as you can see, 249, but the amount of percentage critical rate that is giving is very low. Compare this, like 1, 2, 3, 4. 4.5% Legion counterattack critical rate. On other side, you have Angry Roar, that is 2-star, not 3-star, and it's going to give you 26% critical rate, and it's again from the agility. And if you make it like 3-star, it's going to be 44% critical rate that this Angry Roar is going to give you. It's just wild, the boost the pet is getting for his own spells, rather to boost, you know, your entire legion. It's just how the things are working. So yeah, now the skills, I already show you the skills I personally prefer. Now I get normally this is something for free that you're receiving, the talent of the pet, and from there sometimes I actually go and buy the end of season or the seasonal shop pet skills, like for example, where I have this advanced play boom, just because I have my pet like 310 over 310 spirit, so I'm going to actually hit like extra 2 legions. It's like 1 legion plus extra 2 legions. This is just a small examples here, increasing the damage. And as you can see, my soul source is doing like crazy amount of damage, still getting the critical rate, still getting the critical damage. Again, I'm focused. Now, if I can, I will add follow-up for the mage pets. Like Seraphic Fire Drag is getting follow-up, and intense follow-up that is giving the critical rate. It's like 30% critical rate and 40% chance to cast again the spell after 2 seconds. Because damage healing effect is 15% plus 31 of the first. It's like 46% is going to be the damage determined by intelligence on the second cast, and you can get critical rate. So if it's like something like 50%, right now it's like 46, but imagine if you have it like 50%, you're going to do your main spell second time with no critical, just normal damage. And if you're doing like close to 500 damage factor, it's very nice to have also this follow-up. It can also crit. And this is the reason I say that you can basically do a second time your main spell. Very, very solid. On other side, for the physical pets, yeah, I think Angry Roar, but it's not only Angry Roar. There is other spells, like for example, Boat Roar. This is also a critical rate for the physical damage. And here is the thing, here you have like 2 critical rates spells, and Fatal Bite is going to be your critical damage. Physical damage, yeah, this is going to be your critical damage. So Fatal Bite is something also very, very juicy. That these 2 spells are extremely expensive. I want to point out this thing. Critical rate and boosters for the critical is a very expensive in Call of Dragons. So yeah, this is my short overview on what you should actually buy, talking about the pet coins, and to not actually waste your resources playing the game. If you have any question, you can just leave it in the comments below. So far, if you go that far, make sure you hit 1 like, also subscribe for more Call of Dragons content, and turn the bell notification, very important. Every time I go live or every time I post a video, you're going to get notified for this. Here I'm going to put one other video, you can go and check it out. I wish you a great day and see you in the next video.